Ho ho, Harry, you stupid bitch. Oh, hello there. Sorry, I was catching up on some reading. My name's Arthur. What's that? You want me to read you a story? Okay, I'll see what I have. Oh, here's one. It's about a kid named Greg Heffley who goes to high school. You want me to talk about Ninjago? Doesn't Tom already do that enough? Fine, I'll see what I have. Ah, here's one. This book contains the entire history of Ninjago. I'll read this one to you. Everyone knows the tale of the first Spinjitzu master creating Ninjago before time had a name. But our story begins before that, in another realm, called the First Realm, which was home to the Oni and the Dragons. Oni had the power to destroy, while the Dragons had the power to create. The two species were locked in an eternal war. That was until a child was born of both Oni and Dragon. This caused even more fighting as the two species fought over who got the child. The child tried his best to stop the fighting, but to no avail. The child decided to abandon the realm, deeming it a lost cause. The child fled to another realm covered in ocean with a few islands, which had its own conflict going on. A giant sea serpent named Wojira controlled the forces of wind and water, which the child did not possess. The realm would have been destroyed if the child didn't team up with the residents of the realm, the Islanders and the Melopians, to take down Wojira. They failed to stop it until an elemental master of water named Niad combined with the sea and removed 2 jewels from Wojira's head. This sent the beast into an eternal sleep. The 2 amulets were separated between the Islanders and the Melopians, and the child was known as the first Spinjitzu master by the people of the land because of a martial art he created. The first Spinjitzu master climbed to the golden peaks to create the Temple of Light and 4 golden weapons infused with 4 powers of his own: fire, earth, ice, and lightning. He would use these weapons to create a giant landmass and call it Ninjago, where he would live for the rest of his life. A few Oni had travelled from the First Realm to watch over the first Spinjitzu master from the Oni temples they built across Ninjago. After a while, an ancient evil had risen up to power to oppose the first Spinjitzu master. This evil was known as the Overlord, who created an indestructible stone army. A massive war broke out between the first Spinjitzu master and the Overlord. In fear of losing his new home, the first Spinjitzu master separated Ninjago into 2 halves, one staying as Ninjago and the other becoming the Dark Island where the Overlord and his forces were banished to. The Realm Crystal was created by the first Spinjitzu master to allow easy travel between the 16 realms which had newly formed. New species would start popping up around Ninjago, like humans and a race of snake people known as the Serpentine. The first Spinjitzu master had 2 children, with researchers unable to reason how they came to be. These children were Wu, who inherited the elemental power of creation, and Garmadon, who got the elemental power of destruction. The first Spinjitzu master crafted the Green Ninja Prophecy, which stated a warrior dressed in green would finish the battle with the Overlord. The Dark Lord was planning his next move on the Dark Island, ultimately deciding to use one of the first Spinjitzu master's children as a vessel for his return. He possessed a serpent to bite Garmadon's hand, injecting him with pure evil. The snake would later be known as the Great Devourer. The evil venom would take years to corrupt Garmadon. The first Spinjitzu master would train his sons in elemental properties and Spinjitzu, and later created Forbidden Spinjitzu, which shall never be used by anyone. Wu would meet a serpentine girl named Asphira, and the two would become very close. Wu teaches her Spinjitzu, which she later uses to overthrow her king and become the ruler of her people. Wu, realizing his mistake, used the Scrolls of Forbidden Spinjitzu and help from Garmadon to stop Asphira's reign and lock her away. She swore vengeance on Wu. As the boys grew older, they would meet a woman named Misako. Several years later, the first Spinjitzu master would pass away in a tomb, holding the Realm Crystal. The location of this tomb was kept secret, with the only hint to its location being on Wu's staff, which he wouldn't even know about. Wu and Garmadon were appointed the protectors of Ninjago and the golden weapons. Stricken by grief, Garmadon would go down his own path, leaving Wu by himself at the monastery. Elsewhere in Ninjago, a pirate named Captain Soto and his crew would set out on a journey to find the Dark Island, but came into conflict with another pirate crew and its leader, a djinn named Noticon from another realm. After several battles, Captain Soto would seal Noticon away in a teapot and banish his crew to different realms. He continued his search for the island until him and his crew were killed when their ship, the Destiny's Bounty, wrecked at sea. A new martial art was created by Sensei Yang called Air Jitsu. Yang tried to achieve immortality using the Ying Blade, but cursed himself and his students by turning them into ghosts. A new kingdom high in the mountains was found called Shintaro. Elsewhere, a gifted engineer named Dr. Julian built a mechanical boy who he would raise as his own son. Garmadon would find himself training with Master Chen and another student named Klaus, while Wu stayed at the monastery to train his own students. One of these students being Morrow, a descendant of an elemental master of wind. Wu trained Morrow to hopefully complete the Green Ninja prophecy. Morrow was deemed unworthy by the golden weapons, causing him to become angry. He would make poor choices to prove destiny wrong, and after a falling out with Wu, Morrow would leave the monastery. He then spent several years trying to find the first Spinjitzu Master's tomb to prove himself. Misako and Wu start to grow closer, and he develops feelings for her. He wrote her a love letter, but Master Chen intercepted it and manipulated Garmadon to sign his own name on it, as he also had feelings for her. This is an act he would deeply regret. The Serpentine created their own prophecy. A figure known as the Golden Master would rise up and wipe out everyone across the land. This prophecy would start to crumble the truths that the humans and the Serpentine had. Master Chen created even more tension between the two groups, eventually leading them to hate each other. Garmadon would leave his master after seeing what he was doing. A war broke out with the Serpentine and the humans, with Wu and Garmadon leading the Elemental Alliance. This group was created with different elemental masters. The leader of the Serpentine Alliance was an Anachondri, a powerful breed of snake, which gave the Elemental Alliance a run for their money. Chen would manipulate the Elemental Alliance, causing some of the members to turn on their comrades. All seemed lost until sacred flutes were discovered to control the Serpentine, and they used these flutes to separate the Serpentine tribes in separate tombs. The Anachondri leaders, however, were banished to the Cursed Realm, and Master Chen and Klaus were also banished to an island. After the war ended, Chen's manipulation led to Crux and Acronix, the twin elemental masters of time, staging a rebellion against the Elemental Alliance. The Elemental Masters of Fire and Water, Ray and Maya, forged 4 blades, with Wu and Garmadon absorbing the Time Twins' powers into them. They used the blades to send them into a time rift so they can never be found. The twins went into the rift themselves to escape punishment, presumably being lost to time. However, Crux landed back in the same time period and went into hiding. One of the Time Blades also landed at the same time period, with Wu hiding it in a place called the Boiling Sea. Garmadon's letter would get to Misako and they would start dating. They eventually got married and conceived a child together, with Wu not knowing of his brother's betrayal. The Elemental Alliance would start to settle down around Ninjago, having kids of their own and passing along their powers. Morrow would pass away on his quest, with his spirit passing on to the Cursed Realm. A game designer known as Milton Dyer goes into hiding as rumors of his new game trapping people becomes known to the public. The new Elemental Master of Earth would battle a dragon named Griefbringer in Shintaro, using 2 swords which she later gave to the 2 species that lived there, the Geckles and the Munts. She would then return to Ninjago. The king of Shintaro, King Vangelis, would soon send 3 adventurers into the cave below Shintaro to retrieve an ancient skull full of evil power. The adventurers get the skull, but after delivering it to the king, they are forcefully sent back into the cave where they would be lost. The king used the power of the skull to enslave the Geckles and the Munts. The Great Devourer's venom fully corrupted Garmadon, turning him completely evil. He tried to steal the golden weapons for himself, wanting to remake Ninjago himself, but Wu intervened. The 2 brothers fought using the golden weapons. Garmadon gained the upper hand, but before finishing Wu off, a protection defense spell on Wu's robe activates, striking Garmadon with a bolt of lightning. This caused Garmadon's body to disfigure and he fell into Ninjago's underworld. A skeleton army approached Garmadon with their king ready to attack, but Garmadon took control of the skeletons and swore revenge on his brother. Wu knew his brother would return, so he hid the 4 golden weapons across Ninjago, placing a dragon to protect each one. He drew a map and gave it to the Elemental Master of Fire at the time, Ray, for safekeeping. Ray and Maya would have children of their own and frequently chatted to a new friend, Dr. Saunders. This new friend turned out to be Crux in disguise, and his parents were taken by him, leaving their 2 children alone at the blacksmith. The Master of Lightning abandoned her son at a junkyard where a couple would take him in and raise them as their own. The Master of Earth would fall ill and later pass away, leaving her husband and her son. The Elemental Master of Ice found himself lost in a forest, but luckily he came across Dr. Julian and Zane. Knowing that his time was coming to an end, Ice gave his powers to Zane before disappearing. The next day, Wu would find Zane and Dr. Julian and realize what had happened. Eventually, Dr. Julian got old and passed away and turned off Zane's memory switch, resetting his memory. Samukai, following Garmadon's orders, revived Dr. Julian and kidnapped him to build vehicles for his skeleton army. Julian refused and instead was locked in a tower in the middle of the ocean. Misako would have her child, and realizing his potential to fulfill the Green Ninja prophecy, and Garmadon potentially being the Dark Lord, left the boy at a boarding school to search for another way for the prophecy to be fulfilled. Several years later, Wu realized he's too old to stand against Garmadon alone, so he sought out the new elemental masters of Earth, Fire, Ice, and Lightning. Wu found the elemental master of Earth, Cole, on the top of a mountain. The new master of Lightning, Jay, was also quickly recruited, and he found Zane again at the bottom of a lake. The three began their training, but there was one more person to find. Kai, the new elemental master of Fire. He worked at his parents' blacksmith with his sister Nia, and first refused to become a ninja, but after Nia's capture by the skeletons, he trained with Wu and joins the team. They find 3 of the golden weapons, but the skeletons take them to the underworld, with Garmadon forcing Kai to take the last weapon to free his sister. He does so, but Wu steps in to take the sword and travel to the underworld himself to keep the ninjas safe. The ninja head to the underworld themselves and are surrounded by skeletons, but they use the Tornado of Creation to fight them off. Samukai gets the sword from Wu and tries to betray Garmadon with the 4 weapons. He's unable to possess them all at once, so they cause him to implode. This creates a portal to the realm of madness, with Garmadon stepping through. Garmadon's son, Lloyd, is kicked out of his boarding school and unleashes the Hypnobrai Serpentine tribe. They betray him and open the tombs to the other Serpentine, now being led by Pythor, the last Anachondri. Zane regains his memories. Wu travels to the realm of madness to find his brother, who now has 4 arms to hold all the golden weapons. Garmadon helps the ninja rescue Lloyd, and they find out that he's the Green Ninja. The snakes collect 4 fang blades, which they use to unleash the Great Devourer. Pythor is eaten by the Devourer, and the ninja are forced to trust Garmadon with the golden weapons to defeat it. A little girl and her family are caught up in the Devourer's attack, with her parents dying. She is later adopted into the royal family and grows up to idolize Garmadon and hate the ninja. This girl's name is Harumi. After Garmadon destroys the snake, he escapes with the weapons. Pythor is freed from the Devourer's stomach, with his scales getting bleached by the acid. This same acid starts to seep underground. Garmadon takes control of the snakes and takes the golden weapons to the Golden Peaks to combine them all together to forge the mega weapon. Lloyd is affected by an aging powder which forces him to age a few years. Garmadon travels back in time to stop the ninja from meeting each other, but the 4 ninja follow him and destroy the mega weapon, causing it to shoot into space, landing on a comet. Garmadon gets betrayed by the Serpentine and he washes onto the Dark Island. The Overlord unites with Garmadon and grants him access to the Stone Army. The Serpentine finds some stone warriors under Ninjago City, and the Devourer's venom awakens them. The warriors lock the Serpentine underground and causes chaos throughout the city. The ninja set out to the Dark Island, finding Dr. Julian along the way. Garmadon builds a weapon using dark matter, which he uses to put Ninjago into darkness. The Overlord possesses Garmadon's body, completing his plan from centuries ago. But Lloyd becomes the ultimate Spinjitzu master and uses his golden powers to defeat him. This causes the darkness in Garmadon to disappear. After Ninjago was left in...
Are you done with your stupid reading yet? I need the space to lift some weights.
No, Cool Dan. Can you not interrupt?
Whatever. You got 10 minutes before that gun show rolls in.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yes! I'm gonna go skate.
You go do that. Right, where was I? Ah, yes. After Ninjago was left in ruin, Cyrus Borg led the city to rebuild in a futuristic style. Borg Tower was built upon where the Overlord was defeated, and he also built a robot assistant called Pixel. Dr. Julian passes away again due to old age. The Serpentine built a society in the Stone Warrior Tomb, becoming more civilized and staying underground. Garmadon becomes a sensei, training his own set of students to fight without fighting, to make up for his evil doings. Borg Tower and the whole network become infected with a virus containing the Overlord. An army of robots is created to hunt down the ninja and take Lloyd's golden power. With the help from Pythor, he accomplishes his goals and begins the Golden Master Prophecy. The Overlord gets enough power to take a physical form, but Lloyd escapes and splits his power to the 4 ninja, leaving him unable to use his golden power. Ninjroids are sent to the comet where the golden weapons landed to bring them back. They are successful and the weapons are forged into the golden armor, completing the prophecy. Zane sacrifices his life to defeat the Overlord again, but he's able to rebuild himself a new body. The ninjas split up after Zane's death, but are brought back together to enter a fighting tournament with the promise of Zane being alive. This event was set up by Master Chen to bring all the elemental masters together to steal their powers, to complete a spell which would turn him and his followers into Anacondri warriors. They are defeated by Garmadon, who is cast into the Cursed Realm, so the past Anacondri generals can come out and take the imposters to the Cursed Realm too. This opening allowed Moro's ghost to flee into Ninjago, where he would possess Lloyd's body. Cole is turned into a ghost by Sensei Yang, and Nia becomes the next elemental master of water. The ghosts are defeated when Nia unlocks her true potential. Moro soon passes away as he repairs his relationship with Master Wu and gives him the Realm Crystal. Klaus was able to escape the Cursed Realm's destruction and finds the teapot that was used by Captain Soto. He releases Notakon and is trapped in the pot himself. Notakon acquires the Realm Crystal and uses it to find his crew and travel to his home realm, Ninjago, where he finds it in the middle of being destroyed. His father gives him their family sword and uses it to trap each ninja in it, except Jay and Nia. He uses the power of the sword to rebuild Ninjago in Ninjago, so he can marry Nia and get immense power. After Nia is struck by poison, Jay forces Notakon to rewind time to before the teapot was found, causing everyone but Jay and Nia to forget what happened. On the Day of the Departed, Cole starts to fade out of existence, so he travels to Sensei Yang's temple to take revenge. Yang reawakens statues of past enemies of the ninja to take their place among the living. Moro warns Wu what's happening with the statues, and they are all defeated by the ninja. Cole flies through a rift, which turns him back into a human. Wu waits at the monastery for the time rift to reopen and release Acronix. The two fight with Wu starting to rapidly age. Crux and Acronix reunite and collect 3 time blades to power a time machine they built called the Iron Doom. Ray and Maya are found by Kai, but him and Nia are forced to collect the final time blade to stop Wu's aging. The Time Twins use the Iron Doom to travel back in time to when they fled in the rift, with Kai, Nia and Wu following them. They stop the Time Twins and use one of the blades to stop Wu's aging, but in their last fight, Wu sends Kai and Nia back to the present, while he stays on board to fend off the twins. In their final battle, Wu begins to de-age back to a baby. A year after Wu's disappearance, the ninja continue to search for him while protecting Ninjago. Misako finds baby Wu, but the two are captured by Princess Harumi and her new biker gang called the Sons of Garmadon. Harumi sends a robot named Mr. E to steal the Oni Mask of Vengeance. The Sons of Garmadon attack the royal palace and steal the Oni Mask of Deception, while killing the royal family in the process. Harumi keeps her involvement a secret from the ninja. They also find Master Wu. Lloyd and Harumi find the Oni Mask of Hatred in one of the Oni temples, with Harumi revealing her hatred towards the ninja and escaping. She uses the mask to perform a ritual at the Temple of Resurrection to bring back Garmadon's evil side back from the departed realm. The ninjas stop her, but Garmadon still pushes through and is reborn. Lloyd and Garmadon fight, with Lloyd losing the battle and his powers. The ninja manage to save him with the help from one of Wu's old friends, Mistake, who gives them Traveler's Tea. The ninja try to stop Garmadon's huge colossus, but are almost crushed. They use the Traveler's Tea to escape to another realm. Lloyd and Nia are left in Ninjago to fight Garmadon's forces, while Kai, Cole, Zane, Jay, and Wu are sent to the first realm. The 4 ninja and Wu are hunted down by dragon hunters led by Iron Baron. They escape and head off to find the first Spinjitzu Master's dragon armor, which he wore in the Dragon and Oni War. They get help from Faith, an ex-dragon hunter. After being chased into Oni territory, it's revealed that the Oni had left the realm a long time ago. A growing Wu is taken by Iron Baron to collect the dragon armor for himself. The mother dragon, Firstborn, kills Iron Baron and helps Wu and the ninja get back to Ninjago. While all this is going on, Garmadon rises to power and sends the Sons of Garmadon to hunt down Lloyd. Lloyd creates a resistance consisting of him, Nia, Pixel, Skylar, Dareth, Mistake, and other elemental masters. They sneak into Borg Tower and broadcast a message to the people of Ninjago to rise up and fight against Garmadon. They are tracked back to their hideout. Everyone except Lloyd, Nia, Skylar, Dareth, and Mistake are captured, with Mistake revealing she was an Oni sent to watch the first Spinjitzu Master. She is killed by Garmadon, but Skylar absorbs his powers and tries to use them against him. A tug of war for the giant colossus results in Harumi being crushed under a building and killed. Wu and the other ninja arrive back in Ninjago, reuniting with everyone. Kai, Cole, Zane, and Jay deal with the Colossus, while Wu and Lloyd confront Garmadon. They defeat him, and Lloyd gets his powers back, while Garmadon loses his. Before being locked up, Garmadon tells Lloyd that something is coming. Lloyd later figures out that Garmadon was talking about the Oni. In the Departed realm, the Overlord strikes a deal with Harumi and revives her. She starts buying Vengestone from King Vangelis, which is a substance that can block elemental powers. The Oni begin to invade Ninjago through the Realm Crystal, so the ninja free Garmadon to help them stop the Oni. Garmadon gets his powers back, and him and Lloyd destroy the Realm Crystal, but it was all for naught, as all the Oni had already arrived. They use the golden armor worn by the Overlord to hold off the Oni while they escape. Kai reforges the golden armor back into the golden weapons, and they all use the Tornado of Creation to defeat the Oni. Garmadon disappears. The ninja explore an ancient serpentine tomb with an adventurer named Clutch Powers. They accidentally unleash Asphira back into the world. She steals Kai's powers and resurrects her army to search for the forbidden scrolls of Spinjitzu, so she can enact her revenge on Wu. She is successful in getting one of the scrolls, but the ninja used the second scroll to fight her off. Zane uses the scroll to freeze Asphira, but before she is fully frozen, she tries to blast Wu, but Zane jumps in the way. He is sent to the Netherrealm, loses his memories, and is manipulated by an outcast formling called Vex. They take over the Emperor of the Realm and turn all of his men into Blizzard Samurai. Vex would confront the formlings, giving them a chance to join the Ice Emperor, but they refuse. The Ice Emperor would come back later to freeze them all, except for a young girl named Akita. Wu tries to go to the Netherrealm himself to save Zane, but the ninja go in his place. They are given food and shelter by the village, and they learn of the Ice Emperor's tyranny. Lloyd decides to go find Zane alone, while the others stay to protect the village. Zane meets Akita, who is wanting revenge on the Ice Emperor. The whole village is frozen by the Ice Emperor's dragon, with the ninja being unaffected. Kai destroys the Ice Dragon after regaining his powers, while Lloyd confronts the Ice Emperor. Zane gets his memories back and restores the realm. Vex is banished, and the ninja return to Ninjago. A villain called the Mechanic tries to steal a motherboard, which the ninja take back. They find an arcade machine in the Mechanic's hideout, which Jay puts the motherboard into. He physically enters the game known as Prime Empire, with every arcade machine changing to Prime Empire, causing other people to enter as well. Kai, Cole, Nia, and Lloyd enter the game to free Jay and the other gamers, while Zane, Pixel, and Wu find the game's creator, Milton Dyer. The ninja find Jay and play through the game to collect 3 katanas to face the game itself, Unagami. Everyone but Jay gets turned into cubes, leaving him to face Unagami himself. The cubes are used to power a portal to the real world, and Umagami passes over. He reunites with Daya and releases all the trapped gamers, as well as the ninja. The ninja get invited to Shintaro for Princess Vonya's birthday. Cole and Vanya discover the dungeons under Shintaro, and the ninja head down to investigate. They rescue some of the Geckos and Munts and are separated, but manage to unite both species to face King Vangelis, also known as the Skull Sorcerer. Their assault isn't successful and they are locked up. King Vangelis reveals his identity to Cole, Wu, and Vanya, and then sends them down the deepest part of Shintaro. With help from the adventurers Vangelis sent down before, they free everyone, with Cole facing the Skull Sorcerer. He defeats him with the Spinjitzu Burst, and Vangelis is imprisoned. Vanya is promoted to Queen of Shintaro. Since Vangelis' mining has stopped, Harumi is forced to smuggle Vengestone through criminals. Ronan uses criminals to trick the residents of the Island of the Keepers into giving them all their riches by pretending to be Wojira. Misako, Wu, and Clutch Powers travel to the Uncharted Island and are captured by the Keepers, believing that they're after the Storm Amulet. The ninja head to the island on a rescue mission, but are captured as well. The islanders plan to sacrifice Jay to the fake Wojira, but the ninja catch on to the scheme. They rescue Jay and apprehend the criminals and Ronan. Meanwhile, in Ninjago's oceans, Prince Kalmar discovers the Temple of Wojira and starts to run experiments on the sleeping Wojira. These experiments cause Nia to lose control of her powers. The ninja investigate and discover Merlopia. Kalmar kills his father, takes the throne, and blames the attack on the ninja. Kalmar's adopted brother Benthama helps the ninja escape, and they all fight with Kalmar over the Storm Amulet. Kalmar is successful in awakening Wojira, and Ninjago is flooded. Kalmar is eaten by Wojira after he loses control, and Nia sacrifices herself by becoming one with the sea, like Niad did. Wojira is defeated, and the ninja hold a funeral for Nia. The ninja go their separate ways, and Benthama becomes king of Merlopia. The newly elected president creates his own ninja team in their absence. The new ninja capture Pythor and come in conflict with the old ninja after investigating another shipment of Vengestone. Nia regains her memories and tries to find her way back to her friends. They break Asphira out of prison to absorb Nia's powers, successfully unmerging her with the sea. These actions cause the ninja to go to prison, while Asphira is recruited by Harumi, as well as Pythor, Vangelis, the Mechanic, and the newly rebuilt Mr. E, forming the Council of the Crystal King. Dareth and Nia break the ninja out of prison to investigate, but Lloyd is captured by Harumi. The council burns down the monastery and steals the golden weapons to restore the Overlord to a physical form. Lloyd escapes and the Overlord sends his Vengestone army to attack Ninjago. Almost everyone in Ninjago is turned into a crystal zombie, so the ninja team up with Garmadon. They gather as many people as they can and reach out to anyone that can help. Lloyd and Garmadon confront the Overlord, who reveals he was behind Garmadon's corruption. Harumi also realizes that the Overlord was responsible for the death of her parents and joins the fight against him. The ninja fend off the zombies with help from Shintaro, the Melopians, the Islanders, and the Serpentine, as well as all the citizens of Ninjago. The Overlord and the Crystal Council are defeated, with Kai, Cole, Jay, and Zane losing their powers and the golden weapons. In the realm of Imperium, a young girl named Anna creates a photech which can make physical creatures. This invention gets the attention of Dr. Luo. After getting a tour of Imperium's laboratory, Anna discovers a captured dragon and a weaponized version of her photech device. She refuses to work for her, with her parents and the kingdom disapproving. In Ninjago, a boy named Aaron dreams of becoming a ninja, but a massive event known as the Merge smashes together all the realms and separate Aaron from his parents. The Merge causes the ninja to also get split up across the new world. Imperium takes the opportunity to hunt down more dragons. Lloyd and Kai meet up again and stop a merge quake, which involves a realm trying to merge with them. Kai goes off on his own to learn more about the merge quakes, while Lloyd stays at the monastery to protect what's left of Ninjago. Several years later, the people of the realms begin to coexist, and Aaron and Anna, going by Sora now, become friends. They discover a small source dragon named Ryu being hunted by Imperium, and Lloyd rescues them all. He discovers Aaron's self-taught spinjitzu and Sora's elemental power of technology. Kai and Nia meet up again with Lloyd and help stop mergequakes across the land. They find Zane in the Imperium Monastery, which is connected to their monastery. The ruler of the realm, Bellatrix, plans her next attack on the ninja.
I hope that satisfied your hunger for a story. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna get back to my reading.